We got some breaking news around the NFL that is a bit shocking to me. We'll see what Stevo thinks. According to Adam Schefter, the Minnesota Vikings are firing GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. Y'all know we're going to talk about it, break it all down right after this.
Welcome to your number one spot for all NFL news and content, NFL Central.
What's going on, NFL fans? Welcome back into another episode of NFL Central, your number one spot for everything NFL. I'm your host here, Bobby, joined by Stevo, bringing you the latest breaking news around the NFL. The Minnesota Vikings have fired their GM, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. This comes at a weird time to where a lot of guys have already done their searches and locked up head coaching positions and GM positions around the league. Stevo, according to Phil Yates, the timing is surprising to him because Kwesi Mensah spent the week at the Senior Bowl. And not only that, he also was just extended last off season. But then going back to reporting from Adam Schefter, he said this: throughout the season, there was talk about an underlying tension in the Vikings building in league circles. One league source said it has been ugly in Minnesota. What's your thoughts, bro?
The timing of this happening is probably the only shocking thing about this in this scenario. This would be the most inopportune time to let go of your GM just by what you just stated. There's too many coaches and other former GMs that's already been picked. So going into this, like you said, having them allowed to be in the damn Senior Bowl and all that, you would think, okay, they running it and they doing it another year, which makes the most sense. But I'm not shocked that they was letting somebody go because I knew somebody was gonna get fired over letting potential MVP and a potential Super Bowl winner and quarterback out of their building. Because, like I said, like we've been saying over the last few episodes, the fact that y'all let this man go and now y'all stuck with 9 ass. I see why it was ugly in that situation because it is what it is. Like y'all quarterback that y'all had the last year or two is now in the Super Bowl, and y'all let his ass go like he was nothing. Y'all felt like Kevin McConnell was this damn prophet, and whatever quarterback you put in front of him, he was gonna figure it out. Where it came to the chickens came to roost. And quite frankly, he ain't a prophet. There's only so much he can do, to be quite honest with you. But at the end of the day, I knew they wasn't going to pick Kevin McConnell because he's still good at his job and still one of the best head coaches out there. So I knew somebody was going to get their finger pointed at, and quite frankly, it was the GM. And it is what it is. When you mess up this bad, somebody got to lose their job.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I agree with everything you said, but I ain't gonna lie to you. Why y'all couldn't do this at the end of the season? That's all I want to know. Why? Because it was clear that JJ McCarthy is still a young quarterback, can't stay healthy. We don't even know if he's good or not. We see moments of him being good. We see moments of him being really, really bad. But one thing that we found out early in the season is that Sam Darnold, his stint with Minnesota, it was real. And that was the guy that helped y'all get to the top of the division and go out there and get to the playoffs. He was bad in there, but one could believe that if he gets another bite at the apple, he could have potentially got y'all back there again. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you. I think this is just a finger-pointing situation to where the Vikings was looking at it, because if you look at the quarterbacks the last few seasons that was with them or had some starts, Kirk Cousins, Nick Mullins, Sam Darnold, and JJ McCarthy. So, like, I get it. But to add on to it, we was hearing rumblings over the last offseason last year that Kevin O'Connell, he wasn't committed to JJ McCarthy as much as a lot of people wanted to believe. That's why we were hearing rumblings that he was wanting Aaron Rodgers to slide through. Me now looking back at that, I wonder if Kwesi was the one that told him we ain't going after Aaron Rodgers, because it was being, speculated around the league that Aaron Rodgers was taking so long for that Steelers decision because he was wondering if Kevin O'Connell was going to call him or the Vikings was going to call him. And let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. I got to keep it real. Got to keep it 100. If they would have had the Aaron Rodgers that played this season with the Steelers, they would have had a better chance of making the playoffs than J.J. McCarthy could have given them, because he played well with limited weapons. If we got to call it how we see it,
and he got way more weapons and a whole better line in Minnesota he would have,
and a crazy ass defense.
Yeah,
the Steelers not a bad defense, but they ain't the Vikings defense, bro.
Yeah, mentally, I mean, I think talent wise, they was a better defense in Pittsburgh. I think coaching wise, they was way better coached.
I agree with that statement wholeheartedly. Now it's just gonna be. Look, this is probably early speculation, Stevo, so I need you to keep me in line. If them motherfuckers not winning next season, they're going to keep pointing fingers. And Kevin O'Connell, I'm telling you.
You're going to be next.
Yeah, you could potentially be next, which will be absolutely crazy, because I think the moment he'll be fired, he going to get a job right away.
Immediately.
He's going to have a job right away.
Yeah, immediately. It's not gonna be no time. He's gonna be one or two first coaches snatched up immediately.
Yeah, he would not be waiting on to get a job, because if you think about it, this man had a space cadet balling out. This man had a
fucking rocket scientist. This nigga was in his motherfucker trying to plan off NASA next launch and then playing on Sunday.
That's the crazy part about it all, bro. But and then, like, when it comes to the GM, you look at when you revisit some of the moves over the offseason, they pretty much went out and got a lot of veterans and stuff. And they was able to make it work with that. The coaching staff was. But, yeah, man, is there any notable draft selection that we can pinpoint them for the last two seasons? How you feel about, because they picked up Dallas Turner. How you feel about him as a Minnesota Viking?
Yeah.
And then J.J. McCarthy, that was supposed to be your prize right there. Yeah. So, a lot of questionable moves on the part of Kwesi, man. Yeah, I don't know where they go from here, but I would imagine that the ownership are now going to put in the ownership, and that do you think they're going to give Kevin O'Connell some autonomy with this? Similarly to like how we seen Liam Cohen have a say in the GM of last year, how John Harbaugh was willing to work with Joe Shane in New York, but wanted some more power and not report directly to that GM, but instead report to the actual owner. Do you think this move signals that Kevin O'Connell was about to gain some additional power within this organization?
I mean, possibly, but you really don't know, because like you said, like we've been iterating, it's so much confusion and not enough clarity going on in that whole organization that, excuse me, quite frankly, we don't know what they're going to do. Like, we might think they might do something, but quite frankly, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think there should be a piece of, he should have some thought. Like, the GM and the coach got to be on one accord. So it can't be somebody he's just completely against, or it got to be somebody he like. But to give him like as much autonomy, I don't know.
So my next question. So we keep receiving the news. Adam Schefter is reporting that after the firing, Vikings executive Rob Brzezinski, I hope I said it right, will run the team's front office through the draft. Because that's where I was gonna go, Stevo. I was like, doesn't this move set you back in the draft? And the combine is literally right there. Senior Bowl, all this stuff is right there. Literally, the combine starts in a couple weeks, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, how far do you think that sets the Vikings back, bro?
Extremely, because now they in scramble mode. They sitting there just sheets and papers all over the place. They sitting there trying to find shit, trying to make the next decision. It's literally the worst time. Like I said in the beginning, it's literally the worst time to do this decision. So not only did you set yourself back with just deciding to move on, you really set yourself back when you decided to do it.
Yeah, I agree with you because it was I think the perfect time would have been immediately after the season.
Hell, before the season,
You
y'all
know what
wasn't
I'm
making
saying?
it. y'all knew last game, y'all wasn't bringing this motherfucker back.
I would imagine that what they did was they was like, "How you feel about the Senior Bowl prospects? How you feel about the draft so far?" Took the man draft draft notes and they
They
gonna
said
run
hell
with
nah.
it.
They said hell no. He done. That's two.
That's
They said that's 2 in the year. 2 years in a row. You done fucked our picks over. Hell
on the
no.
real. What? But hey, my man's Jay Capone in the building. What up, bro? He said, "Salute my brothers. The ops falling one by one." Pose was right.
And they
You
all
crazy.
go falling down and around.
Cavalier said the North is in shambles and we here for it.
I
Bear
love
down.
it. I love
Hey,
it.
it is what it is. Cause I love it. I love it. I love where I'm at. But y'all already know, man. We bring y'all the latest around the NFL, man. Stevo, you got anything left?
Nope.
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all. We got a daily episode dropping in here in about an hour or so. Make sure y'all get ready and tune in for that. And if you are a new viewer, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, man, for all NFL talk. We love talking football over here, regardless of who you root for. And we try to be as fair as possible. Only way we not fair is if it's Packers week. Ain't even gonna lie to you. You see the logo. If it ain't Packers week, we could be good. We can be good. But hey, we appreciate y'all, man. Y'all already know. We gonna catch y'all on the next one. For sure.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks